My dear students, Assalamu alaikum. How are you all? So, as 10th standard students, I hope you are all studying well and doing all the assignments. Okay. So, I hope when you are doing the assignments at the same time, I think you are also memorizing the question and answers. It's very important. You not only write the assignment, but also you should memorize it. Okay, so try to cover as much as portions as possible. Try to memorize it and get ready for your public examination. All the best. With this note, we will go for today's lesson. So today's lesson is thermal physics. So in this lesson we are going to study about heat. So what is heat? We all know that sun is the primary source of heat. Okay. Can we feel heat? Yes. When we touch a substance, we can feel the heat. Even without touching a substance also we can feel the heat. How? When you are outside, if it is an afternoon time, you can feel the sun's heat on your body, even though sun is many kilometers, many lakhs kilometers far from us. How? Because of radiation. Okay. So we will see about several characteristics of heat. So in this lesson what we are all going to see means what is temperature first of all. Next thing is what are the characteristics of heat transfer. Third one, expansion of substances. Fourth one, what is real gas and ideal gas. Okay. First one, what is temperature? Temperature is nothing but the amount of heat an object experiences. So how we can measure the temperature? By thermometer. And there are different thermometers are there. And there are 3 units are there for you to measure the temperature. One is Kelvin, one is Fahrenheit, and another one is Celsius. Next one is what are all the characteristics of heat transfer? What are the basics? Third one, expansion of substances. You could have learned in the 8th standard or in 9th standard, much lower classes, that during summer time the railway tracks will get expanded. So what they will do, they will leave some gaps between the two rails on the track, so that during summer times the metal will expand. Because of expansion, the railway track should not get broken. So you all have learned. So we will see the factors of expansion of substances. Next one we will see what is real gas and ideal gas. So now I have given you an introduction. Let us go in detail. I hope you will do the assignments which I am giving at the end of this session. Thank you.
So thermal physics. So in thermal physics we are going to learn about heat. We will know that sun is the primary source of thermal energy for all living organisms. Thermal energy is the cause and temperature is the effect. All living organisms need a particular temperature for their survival. In the kitchen, a container with a steel bottom is placed on the induction stove. Do you know why? Because steel is a good conductor of heat. So there, conduction of heat must take place, even for cooking. All of us have a common man's understanding of thermal energy and temperature. But in this chapter, we will learn thermal energy and about temperature in a scientific manner. So, In the previous classes, we would have studied about heat, basic principles of heat, what are the properties of heat in detail. Now we will move on. So what is heat? Heat is a form of energy. It is measured in calories or joules. There is no coldness energy. Any object with temperature above 0 Kelvin has heat energy. So, what is temperature? Temperature is defined as the degree of hotness of a body. The temperature is higher for a hotter body than for a colder body. It is also defined as the property which determines whether an object is in equilibrium or not with the surroundings. Further, temperature is the property which determines the direction of flow of heat. It is a scalar quantity and the SI unit of temperature is Kelvin. There are other commonly used units of temperatures such as degree Celsius and degree Fahrenheit. The temperature measured in relation to absolute zero using the Kelvin scale is known as absolute temperature. It is also known as thermodynamic temperature. Each unit of thermodynamic scale of temperature is defined as the fraction of 1 by 273.16 part of the thermodynamic temperature of the triple point of water. So 0 Kelvin is the absolute scale of temperature of the body. So this heat has some characteristic features of heat energy transfer. Heat always flows from a system at higher temperature to a system at lower temperature. The mass of a system is not altered when it is heated or cooled. For any exchange of heat, the heat gained by the cold system is equal to heat lost by the hot system. That is, heat gained equal to heat lost. Okay. So how the heat transfer takes place? The heat transfer takes place by three methods. First one is conduction. Requires direct contact or particle to particle transfer of energy. It is usually occurs in solids. Convection, heat moves in currents, only happens in fluid states of matter. Third one is radiation. Heat waves travel through empty space and no matter is needed. So, the study of heat transfer is ultimately it is about the study of flow within an object or from one medium to another due to their variation in temperature. So first one is radiation. Energy is transmitted or emitted in the form of electromagnetic waves or subatomic particles. For example, so we all when we go for a outing on trekking, you would have seen bonfire. What will happen? So around the bonfire people were sitting and you can feel the warmth, or we can feel the heat of the sun even it is lakhs of kilometers far from us because of the radiation. Or if somewhere an hot body is placed, we can feel the heat even without touching, or else a heater. So a heater will be placed at one corner of a house, but you can feel the heat at every place. So this all happens because of radiations. So there the heat is transferred through electromagnetic waves. For example, heat or warmth felt from sun through radiation. Next one is conduction. The flow of thermal energy from a hotter to a cooler object by direct contact. The flow of electric current through a conductor. The same way, here also the metals, they conduct the heat. A material through which heat and electricity easily flow is called a conductor. Usually materials that contain mobile electrons, such as most metals like iron, steel, they are all called conductors, because the object needs to be in a thermal equilibrium. What is thermal equilibrium? It is two or more physical systems or bodies are said to be in thermal equilibrium if there is no net flow of thermal energy between the systems. So generally the heat energy always flows from one body to other due to a temperature difference between them. Thus you can define thermal equilibrium in another way. If two bodies are said to be in thermal equilibrium, then they will be at the same temperature. So when a cold body is placed in contact with a hot body, some thermal energy is transferred from the hot body to the cold body. As a result, there is some rise in the temperature of the cold body and decrease in the temperature of the hot body. So this process will continue until these two bodies attain same temperature. So in this diagram you can see the heat transfers are defined by three methods: radiation, conduction and convection. First, radiation. You can see down the fire is burning, and as electromagnetic radiations, what is happening? The heat is being transferred around the system, around the environment. So if you go near the stove or the fire, even without touching it, we can feel the warmth, because what will happen means, through radiation all the gaseous molecule that is around the fire will become heated, or they will absorb the heat, or they will absorb the heat energy or thermal energy, that you can feel it. That is radiation. Second one is conduction. Conduction is nothing but when you touch a object directly. So what will happen? The heat will transfer into the another object to attain the thermal equilibrium. That is called as conduction. Third one is convection. So when you are heating a cold water or gas, what will happen? The molecule will get expanded. For example, when you heat water, the water molecules will get expanded and they will become water vapor. So that water vapor, when it rises, it will be in hot temperature. At that time you can feel the heat. So conduction is transferred by direct contact. Convection is the energy transferred by mass motion of molecules, and radiation, the energy is transferred by electromagnetic radiation. So if you leave for example, if you leave a cup of hot milk on a table for some time, what happens? The hotness of the milk decreases after some time. Similarly, if you keep a bottle of cold water on a table, the water becomes warmer after some time. What do you infer from these observations? Yes, in the case of hot milk, there is a flow of energy from the cup of the milk to the environment. In the second case, the energy is transferred from the environment to the water bottle. This energy is termed as the thermal energy. So when a hot object is in contact with another cold object, a form of energy flows from the hot object to the cold object, that is known as thermal energy. Thus thermal energy is a form of energy which is transferred between two bodies due to the difference in their temperature. So the thermal energy is also known as heat energy or simply heat. So heat energy is the agent which produces the sensation of warmth and makes body hot. So the heat energy is transferred between objects because of a difference in their temperature. From a macroscopic viewpoint, energy transferred as heat tend to move from an object at higher temperature to object at lower temperature. The direction in which energy travels as heat can be explained at the atomic level. So, the heat energy is an agent which produces the sensation of warmth and makes bodies hot. The process in which heat energy flows from a body at the higher temperature to another object at lower temperature is known as heating. This process of transmission of heat may be done in any of the waves, as we have seen in earlier, through conduction, through convection, or through radiation. Heat is a scalar quantity. The SI unit of heat energy absorbed or evolved is joule. During the process of transferring heat energy, the body at lower temperature is heated while the body at higher temperature is cooled. Thus, sometimes this process of transfer of heat energy is termed as cooling. But in the most cases, the term heating is used instead of cooling. When the thermal energy is transferred from one body to another, this results in the rise or lowering of the temperature of either of the bodies. So now we will look at some of the definitions. So heat, what is temperature, what is thermal contact, and what is heat transfer. So please students make notes of this. So these are all the important 2 marks which may be asked in the examinations. So this lesson is important in the point of view that 2 marks and detailed answers can be asked from any part of this lesson. Okay. So next, as I said, though the SI unit of heat energy is joule, there are some other commonly used units, for example calorie and kilocalorie. Yes, the amount of energy burned we always measure in the calorie, because 1 calorie is defined as the amount of heat energy required to rise the temperature of 1 gram of water through 1 degree Celsius. Kilocalorie. 1 kilocalorie is defined as the amount of heat energy required to rise the temperature of 1 kilogram of water through 1 degree Celsius. So these are all the 2 other units of heat energy which are used. So next one is change of state. Yes, as heat is added to a substances, it will either be absorbed to rise the temperature or to change the state of matter. Okay, so here we can see first what happens when you keep ice which is at 0 degree Celsius. When you heat it, what will happen means it will start to melt. The degree Celsius will slowly, the heat will slowly, it will become increased. So slowly when they melt, it will be converted into water. At one point of time, what will happen means it will attain the boiling temperature of 100 degrees Celsius. So at that time, the water will start to get vaporized as steam. So here, the ice is changed into water, that is melting, and water is changed into steam, that is called as the vaporization. So as the temperature is changed, the change of state of the object will also get changed because of the expansion of the substances when you heat. For example, all forms of matter such as solid, liquid and gases undergo. We will see in this topic the effect of heat energy. When certain amount of heat energy is given to a substance, it will undergo one or more of the following changes. Temperature of the substance rises. The substance may change its state from solid to liquid or from liquid to gas, or the substance will expand when heated. The rise in temperature is in proportion to the amount of heat energy supplied. It is also depend on the nature and mass of the substance. About the rise in temperature and the change of state, we shall discuss about the expansion of substances due to heat. So the thermal expansion, when an object is heated, the molecules move further apart due to their increased kinetic energy. Okay. So the thermal expansions, as substances increase in temperature, the particles will move apart. So when the substance expand, they become less dense, and when the substance shrink, they will become more dense. Yes. So this explains the joints in the bridges and in the concrete sidewalks. So to avoid any crack, in the joints they will leave some gaps. So when they are heated during the summer season, it will get expanded, and during the winter season it will get shrink. So to avoid any cracks or any ruptures, so those joints are left. So we will see in detail about the expansion of substances. So when heat energy is supplied to a body, there can be an increase in the dimension of the object. So this change in dimension due to rise in temperature is called thermal expansion of the object. The expansion of liquids, example mercury, can be seen when a thermometer is placed in warm water. All forms of matter like solid, liquid and gas undergo expansion on heating. So heat in, it gets expansion. When it is heat out, it gets contraction. Now we will see about the expansion in solids. See about the expansion in solids. When a solid is heated, the atoms gain energy and vibrate more vigorously. This results in the expansion of solid. For a given change in temperature, the extent of expansion is smaller in solids than in liquids and gases. This is due to the rigid nature of solids. Above picture you can see in lower temperature how the molecules are tightly packed, and when in the higher temperature what is happening, the molecules go far apart. So this happens in solids, liquids and also in gases. So in liquids, when it is heated, the atoms in a liquid or gas gain energy and are forced further apart. The extent of expansion varies from substance to substance. For a given rise in temperature, a liquid will have more expansion than a solid, and gaseous substances has the highest expansion when compared with the other two. So the gas expands far more than other things. So expansion. When a substance expand or contract, the particles stay the same size. Only the spaces between the particle changes. The particles in the solid vibrate more when it is heated, thus takes up more room for expansion. Similar to liquid and gases, when heated, they take more space than solid. So this is expansion. So when you heat in, the substances or the molecules which are all closely packed will get expanded. So it has various applications in our day to day life. So next we will see about what is contraction. So contraction nothing but when a hotter object is cooled, it gets contracted. That means the molecules or the atoms, they come closer. So in this diagram you can see what is happening when the solids are expanded. Okay. So when they contract, what will happen means, well, when they expand, the size of the rail will get changed. This may lead to crack. In turn, it may lead to accident. Then the thermal expansion also happens in liquids. So when you place a thermometer in a warm water, the molecules in the mercury will get expanded and the level of the mercury in the thermometer will get raised. Next one, expand in gases. Here you can see in a hot air balloon. What happens means when you heat the air inside the balloon will get expanded, then it becomes less denser. So automatically in our surface, in our atmosphere, the gases are more dense. So as in the balloon, as the gases are less dense, what will happen means it will take the balloon higher. Okay, so that's why the hot air balloon is going high, and that's how it is flying. So here you can see in the diagram, because of the expansion of the solids, what happened means the rails in the railway track get curled. So because of this, rail accidents may happen. So in order to avoid this, what will do means they will leave some gap between the two rails. So even if there is more heat during the summer time, and even if the rails get expanded, as there is gap as such in the given diagram. Here you can see between the two rails there is some gap. So even if the rails get expanded, what will happen? The rails won't get cracked. So hence we can protect us from a derailing from an accident. Okay, so I hope you all understand what you have seen in this class. Now I will give you some assignments. Better do it and submit it regularly, because these assignments are marked and that sheet will be produced to principal ma'am. So if you are irregular and if you are not completing the assignments properly, means it will be informed and necessary actions will be taken. So boys and girls, kindly listen to